Good morning. It is day 16 of our 30-day challenge. We're in the middle of beginning of our happiness week. We're going to talk about loving kindness meditation today. I thought it was just an absolutely perfect topic to be lining up with MLK Day. So let's go ahead and start with our 3 minutes of meditation, and then we'll talk about our topic for the day. Thank you. I really enjoy that we start these little videos this way. It's a really nice way for me to come into speaking with you. Give me a second to get a little settled here. So we're talking about loving kindness meditation, and the reason we kick off this week with this is I think it's a really powerful way to see how we can reshape our feelings. I had a very challenging work situation. I used to work somewhere my father also did, and we had some, there's a lot of family enmeshment along with work stuff. And I had a difficult situation involve with a coworker that I wasn't very nice to her. I don't know how else to put it. I was pretty angry, and it was sort of business crossing family relations, and I didn't handle it very well. And I went to my meditation group and basically shared this story of how mean I was to this woman with no shame attached to it whatsoever. I felt very justified in my anger at the time. And I noticed about halfway through that I was sitting around a meditation group with a whole bunch of horrified faces looking back at me. And some of my friends from that group were kind enough to suggest that maybe I might want to think about apologizing, which I certainly wasn't ready to do. So one friend recommended loving kindness practice, and that if I focused on some of the people who were involved in this situation, and I did this loving kindness meditation practice for 2 weeks, every day for 2 weeks, that maybe I would get to the point by the end of that 2 weeks where I would be able to see where I was wrong in the situation and feel compelled to kind of try to make the situation right. It was really beautiful advice, and it was very powerful experience for me, because the situation where I thought there was absolutely no circumstance in which case I was wrong, that I was absolutely livid with this individual. After making her the center of my loving kindness meditation for about 5 days, I was nearly moved to tears. I saw very clearly how she was not to blame in the situation, that I was inappropriately angry and certainly wrong in my actions, and was able to go talk about that with her, to apologize. And we've had a really wonderful friendship to this day. There's just no way I ever would have believed you that at the beginning of that week, that I would have finished that week feeling a deep and sincere, genuine desire to apologize and make that situation right. And that really came because of this practice. So, this week, this happiness week, is that we've got thoughts and feelings, and that they constrict us and they bind us. And as we've been learning how to meditate and take our practice into our daily life, we're starting to see how we can not necessarily be swept away by our thoughts and emotions, but rather be able to create a little bit of space and possibly pick our more aspirational self. So loving kindness meditation, we're going to be doing this at 8 o'clock Eastern, 5 o'clock Pacific tonight in our Zoom channel. You can check out newleaf.meditation.org/events, and you'll find the information to the Zoom session to be able to connect to that live by phone or mobile device. A loving kindness meditation is, I believe it originated, don't quote me on this, with the Tibetan Buddhists. And it's a really beautiful formation. There's some slight variations how everybody does it. The basic framework is having outline of some good intentions that you wish for people. And these can, be very traditional words. There's a lot of writing out there. I'll include some in the links. I'll put up a blog post and newleafmeditation.org/blog that'll have the loving kindness post in about an hour or so. And there's some traditional formations, may you be happy, may you be safe, may you be free from suffering, inner and outer suffering, may you be healthy and happy and at ease. Whatever the words that you're comfortable with. The practice is basically, we sit and we take a couple minutes to get in contact with our breath, to settle into our meditation. And then we work through a visualization process where we start offering these words to somebody that we love, a benefactor, somebody who we have nothing but positive feelings for. Maybe it's a grandmother or a favorite teacher from elementary school, or in my case, it's one of my pets. It's a cat that I love dearly. And we see what it feels like to offer these good intentions to that positive relationship, that easy relationship. And we find it comes very easy, and it feels warm, and it feels natural. We then offer those words to a neutral person, somebody that maybe we know their name. Maybe it's the woman who I buy my coffee from in the morning, somebody who I don't particularly have a relationship one way or another. And that's an interesting experience, offering those intentions to that person through this practice, and seeing how that feels. How does that change the quality of the relationship? What's it like the next day when I show up and I buy my coffee from Nicole? Is she still just the polite, how you doing today conversation, or is the quality of that somehow feel a little different? And then we practice with offering these intentions to somebody that we struggle with, a challenging relationship. And this is always interesting. For me, there's resistance. I don't want to offer them kind words, especially now after years of doing this practice. I really get resistant because I know it will change the way I feel about them, right? struggling with a relationship with a family member right now, and I know that if I was engaged in this practice with that individual, my experience of that relationship would change. So my resistance is to even put this individual into that practice, because I know I will come out the other side feeling less angry. So it's a really interesting practice. The typical formation is then to offer those words of kindness and well-being to ourselves. Some people start with that, some people end with it. I end with it myself, because I tend to find offering those kind of words of happiness and well-being to myself to be very, I feel more resistance to offer those words to myself than I do to somebody I'm lividly angry at. And I think I have some suspicions about what's at the bottom of that, but that's a different topic for another day. And then usually the formation of a loving kindness practice, a meditation, is to then offer this to an ever-expanding circle to cover all living beings throughout the universe. It's a really beautiful practice. I used to be a little embarrassed by it. I felt like it was a little touchy-feely, and yet it was one of the most valuable practices in my life. And it's part of what I love about meditating, is that I genuinely feel these feelings of well-being and a desire for happiness and health for even complete strangers. And it's because, A, of my daily meditation practice at B, but also because of this loving kindness meditation. So I've been trying to get less embarrassed about that and to be a little more comfortable talking about it. So this last year I've been leading some loving kindness guided meditations. So it's been good growth for me. I'm getting a little more comfortable being like the, yay, let's love everybody, it's beautiful. So that's our practice today. I really, I couldn't think of a better day than MLK Day to do it. I mean, talk about a great historical figure who really transformed this country and the world because he was motivated by love and refused to give in to violence. I mean, I really, I think it's an appropriate day for us to be doing this, and it was not planned. I mean, it's just the way it fell out. So I'm looking forward to it. I hope you can join us. We've got 3 p.m. We've got a beginner session with our friend Lydia, who's out in London. She's one of my favorite instructors. She has just a beautiful story to tell and really great instruction. So if you're around for 3 p.m. Eastern, noon Pacific, we'll have a Zoom conversation with Lydia. You can check out newleafmeditation.org/events for that. And then we'll do our group loving kindness meditation at 8 p.m. Tonight. That's 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific. Hope you can join us for that. We've got book club tomorrow, and we're doing happiness all week. So thanks, guys.